Okay, match 5. Unfortunately, we're not playing for the trophy, and this hand sucks. Something other than Valky. Or, yeah, much better, much better. I think I can afford to mix it up a little bit without having to rely on 2 forces. Yeah, actually, cascading into Valky might actually be even stronger than the full-on Tibalt stacks, because it's like totally not a glass cannon, and Valky is actually surprisingly decent. I think Valky is actually very underrated, like aside from Tibalt, because if you think about it, Valky. So in my experience, you gotta force negation this, and I'm using Lord because being able to play Merfolk Trickster as an instant, plus its tap ability, is very invaluable in this matchup. This is hammer time. Like, all these decks nowadays feel kind of unfair. I mean, we're like fundamentally not really doing anything super busted, but like, no, all these decks just feel like they're doing dumb things. But I mean, like, Merfolk has always just it's kind of like Little Mac. It's always in there punching way above its weight class. I don't get the Swift Boots thing, but, you know, hey, to each their own. It just equips as an instant, so let's hold it up. If they attack with Inkmoth without any mana up, that'd be pretty sweet. I have eaten Inkmoth Nexus from this deck before. Or at least I think they forget. Merfolk Trickster can both make it lose flying and lose infect, which makes it a pretty good chump block. Yeah, I think that's a good Dismember target if I've ever seen one. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Probably equip their Stoneforge, yep. I'm going to hold up. Well, I don't think I quite need to hold up Deprive yet. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm going to put Lurrus in my hand. I know it seems weird, but like, we have to get value where we can, and that's like the most mana efficient, and we are going to want to counter their Lurrus, basically. That's what I'm gunning for. Another Pure Steel Paladin would be kind of bad, but not as bad as them landing Lurrus. I know we got to go Sealed down to do this, but still think it's worth it. Yep, see, they went for Lurrus. But they didn't activate Inkmoth and attack. Or play Swift Boots. Okay, so we're going to definitely hold because we have to counter Lurrus. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. There is no negotiating that one. I'm going to take this off the revealed card zone because we're definitely countering this. Hopefully there's not some kind of trickeries of some type. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. I'm not exactly quaking in my boots, pardon the pun. And I just don't understand their hesitance to attack. And, you know, we're going to keep Deprive up. Still fighting the good fight. Just getting value where we can. I probably should have actually just played a Lord, now that I think about it. Just being able to keep chipping in there is probably better than just putting Lurrus to hand. well, let's see what they do. If they attack with the Stoneforge too, then I think... I think the potential 2-for-1 is a little too much to pass up. I don't think they can equip as an instant, so... I mean, yeah, they could punish me by dropping a Pure Steel, or they could path this. If they pass this, that's fine. I actually could use the extra mana. This could be totally wrong, but I like the opportunity to make that pretty good trade. Well, again, I'm not exactly quaking in my boots, so to speak. Pardon the pun. Alright, well... I'm going to chip in there. Do have a faster clock than theirs, even just with this. Very, very hesitant to leave my guard down with Deprive. And they might think twice about attacking with Inkmoth Nexus now. Yeah, they do. Put the fear of God in them, so to speak. Oh, yeah. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna chip like this. I could be missing out on buckets of damage if they have nothing better to play. Oh, actually, I forgot about this. I might have to start playing out my lords. These 1/1s are gonna be a doozy, but for the time being, I think I'll gladly take the trade with either of these and Stoneforge. But starting next turn, when they can trade 2 tokens with one of our creatures, I think it's good I noticed this right in time. Although I guess they, yeah. Well, we'll give it one more turn to hold up Deprive. Because we may also be deterring an Inkmoth attack too. They might always be sandbagging a Sigarda's Aid and a Colossus Hammer to just get us with the Inkmoth. We definitely go after Sigarda's Aid rather than the Hammer. One of the reasons why Sigarda's Aid is a sorcery, Hammer is an instant. With Sigarda's Aid in play, that is. Please play something. I'm playing something good. I want to get this Deprive out of my hand. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what this is. A Shadow Spirit's not really... I'm not exactly quaking in my boots. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I guess they are winning the race, I think. I don't know, though. I really want to draw another blue source, ideally an untapped one. Oh, that works, you know. Man, the problem is I just don't know what's in their hand. But I do think I have to start... This is just unfortunate, no Aether Vial or anything, but like... Watch, their last 2 cards in their hand are Colossus Hammer and... If it's Path, thank you. Please Path my Master. I really need that land. I would gladly convert my Master into a Rampant Growth at this point. hopefully it's not the last two cards in their hand where it's Sigarda's Aid and Colossus Hammer, and hopefully the last card they drew isn't, I don't even know. Watch is going to be that. Sigarda's Aid, Colossus Hammer, they were sandbagging it. Oh, sweet. Because that is one of the strengths of the deck, is that it can do nonsense like that. Alright, nice. Alright, please untap Blue Source. Ooh. Well, you know, actually, I think going after the castle is actually pretty good. It's pretty good, because now I might be able to play the waiting game again. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna hold up Deprive. I think actually this is fine, like I said. Yeah, that's fine. I know it sounds weird, but like, they can't, like, I mean, I guess they'll trade the token for my Silvergill. I mean, fine, I got way more gas where that came from. Plus, I can always buy it back with Lurrus. Yeah, none of the other cards they played are particularly threatening. I'm tempted to just play Lurrus, but I don't want to leave my shields down. Like, I think I'm winning this exchange. Okay, what is this here? Let's see here. 8, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, they can equip. They can equip their creature. But they can't equip it instant speed at least, but... Ooh, spicy. It's a spicy Mutavault. We can recur Silvergill Adepts, though. Oh, but it has Trample. Nasty. This is something to keep in mind. Colossus Hammer can actually be equipped. Oh, they didn't put it on the card with Trample. That's interesting. See, I wonder, do we just take the 11 if they attack with that and the other one? Okay, well, definitely not going to take 11, so... Or do we, actually? Going on a 5 doesn't sound good, but then again, having access to more mana seems pretty good, too. I don't like the idea of... no, but actually we have to, because Trample's just kind of the bane of our existence here. Alright, so we're going to recur Silvergill at least. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe we should have taken it, and could have we won on the crackback? No. No, we couldn't have. It was close, but we wouldn't have been able to win on the crackback. We just flood the table with Lords. I mean, but they'll gain a ton of life. And they can actually equip their Ink Moth also. But it will lose flying, so at least there's that. If we flood the table with Lords, we'll have to block one or hold back with Trickster. Let's get Lurrus out here. To me, this makes the most sense. Alright. I'll hold back exactly like this. Gotta chip in any tiny little bit we can. And once again, recurring Silvergills is pretty powerful. Hopefully we can gain some life back. And force negation, which is good. Okay. So it doesn't give equip as an instant. Yeah, just 0. Alrighty, Shadow Spear. Okay. It's not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. Thankfully, you can't do it as an instant, so it does lose flying. Oh, yeah, they can activate it again, though. Well, I guess they got me. I guess we should have put that on Inkmoth, but it's okay. I think we're pretty favored to win games 2 and 3, and it's really surprising how close we can come in game 1. Honestly, we just were a little too gun shy. I mean, we saw how much power we had. Yeah, I just totally forgot that they can actually that they can put Hammer into play off of their Stoneforge, and I can't counter it, and B, that they can actually equip paying all 8. So the reality is, actually, as you can see, even though we lost, this is why it's hard for me to get off this deck, because, like, that, I mean, definitely a strong argument can be made. Personally, I think a winning argument that we actually were favored in that game. It's just Merfolk is actually a really hard deck to play, actually. And see, I actually think this is actually the hidden truth to Merfolk's power. It's ironically, it's not that the pro players are so good and that they recognize that Merfolk is not a strong pick. It's kind of that like, it's not that Merfolk is too difficult for them to play, but like, it's, how can I say? Let's put it this way. I think Merfolk appeals to the Johnny side of pro players that want to, like, feel smart. But I think their spike nature of just wanting to win above all else, I think, overpowers that. So, like, that's, I guess, how I could say it. It's not that it's like too difficult for them to play, but it's just that, like, obviously it's not like you have to work so hard for your wins, but the wins actually really are possible, and it really feels like every single game like that one. Anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand. I do think Thoughtseize is good. I like Spreading Seas. I like all the rest of these cards. Actually, I don't think Thoughtseize is necessary. I think all of these cards are good. Let's go for the Throat instead of Dismember. They don't seem to play too many of the artifact creatures. Man, the Dismember is so good. Is it better than Force Negation? Yeah, I think it is. I think Dismember is better than Force Negation. It can also deal with Lurrus. It's just really good stuff. I know Force Negation was good against Sigarda's Aid there, but just timing our Dismembers will hopefully be even stronger. Let's get this into play. Yeah, and see, like, here, we'd have to pitch a Merfolk Trickster if it was Force Negation. Yeah, that's fine. They always seem to have that, but we'll win through it. Don't worry. So I'm gonna play Silvergill. They could play like a 1-drop and a hammer, but we do have Go for the Throat, unless it's like an artifact creature, but we haven't really seen too many of those 0-mana artifact creatures from them, so let's try to sneak a 2-drop in here while we can. Yeah. That's kind of something we could foresee. Ocean of Boots is an interesting card. Another card that makes me kind of want to... Yeah, and this I think does make sense to tap out for. Yeah. We could have played Trickster, but I kind of like holding Trickster in a way for when for when they're like we can shut down like a big attack or block. Usually attack. We could have actually just dismembered the Stoneforge, but the Stoneforge is just really not that threatening. Unless they like double Colossus Hammer or something. Double Colossus Hammer would be kind of disheartening. But we can just block. Yeah, we'll just block, because like it's pretty free to just block, and if they play one hammer, and I guess we're in trouble if they have two hammers, but yeah, anyway. Alright, well they can't do that. Well, actually, yeah, I forgot the hammers are colorless, so. Alright. Okay, good. So we're gonna attack. We're gonna hope they don't block. And we're gonna play the Chalice, and then probably go for the Throat. This kind of forces the action here. Actually, we'll probably Merfolk Trickster this card. Chalice, you see what I mean? Even Chalice is a 2 of. Just kind of came in here. Oh, that's fine. This is why we attack first, because they didn't know that it was correct to use their path right then until we presented Chalice. Huh. I'm really surprised that wasn't a Colossus Hammer, but I guess it kind of made sense that it wasn't. So I think we need to kill this, because if they put this into play, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do this. Because that was their plan, to sneak a Colossus Hammer into play, hoping that we didn't see that, but we do. We learned a lesson from last game. They can sneak it into play. No longer. I think we got them, unless they have like artifact removal. Okay, so they draw one card off of that, but again, I'm not exactly quaking in my boots. Pardon the pun. I find that to be a rather aggressive attack, but maybe desperate times. Call for desperate measures. I definitely want Lurrus. I definitely choose Lurrus, as the kids say. Man, actually, maybe I should have just played. I could have just played Lurrus. Now that I think about it. I kind of like holding up a Dismember, and the ability to block this thing. Although Shadow Sphere makes that kind of. So yeah, I should have just played the Lurrus. Put it in a hand, played it. Because that helps me win the race. But I think I got it anyway, but that was definitely a misplay. Just kind of sucks not being able to bring anything back, but. I think they gotta hold back. Okay. If you say so. We gotta put Lurrus in the hand. Yep. Yeah, we should be attacking with our own Lurrus, but it is what it is. Yeah, just do like this. Really no downside. Get through with a lot of damage. We'd have one more mana up too. If we had Lurrus, we'd be attacking for more damage. We'd gain 3 life. It's just so much better, but, you know, what can you do? And it's not like I don't think they have 2-mana removal either. I could be wrong about that. What about Skyclave Apparition? They probably do play that, but they may or may not have that in their hand. So, yep, and we can play Go for the Throat or Dismember. We want to play Go for the Throat just to keep our life a little bit in check. They can get back their Stoneforge Mystic, but you know, so be it. Sounds like concession lag to me, or maybe not. Yeah, they got to go for Stoneforge. I mean, what else? What other play do they have? Yep, there we go. I think Go for the Throat is our play, both because it doesn't cost us any life, and because we may actually want to play Dismember for either 1 or for 3. But it's just the best use of our mana. Yeah, I mean, well, so they got their Paradise Mantle. That much they definitely got. Oh my goodness. I wasn't paying attention. I could have played Go for the Throat in response. Well, I think we can still win on the crackback though. Hopefully they go for Pure Steel Paladin again. What are they trying to do? Oh yeah, they're trying to play... So we could actually just try to kill this right now. What does that do exactly, though, for us? I think we just win because we can attack with too much. They're tapped out. Let's think this through. If we kill this right now, no Dismember, so that they can't flash in Hammer to save it, then we attack. They block Lurrus, so they go up to 6, but then they take way over 6 on the crackback. So unless I'm missing something, I think if we kill this right now, I think we win because they can't. Well, oh, you know what they can do? They can block and then flash in, the Hammer. Yeah, they can block and flash in the Hammer. We may need to hit the Lurrus while we can. Geez, and all of this because we just didn't hit the Pure Steel Paladin. Just lulled into a little bit of a sleep. Alright, so we're going to do this. Repeal. Repeal is an out. The problem is, like, Lurrus. Lurrus is such a problem. So what does this do here? What does this do? What does this really do for them? They can use this to... They want to use this to put the Hammer on Stoneforge. That's what they want to do. Unfortunately, we're in a very bad spot. You know, and this is all because we weren't paying attention for a split second. It really looked like we had him, but we just forgot about the Pure Steel being able to equip for 0. Hopefully we can still salvage this, but man, like, first not playing Lurrus, because actually if we played Lurrus last turn, instead of you know, put it in a hand and played it instead of kept Trickster up, we would have been 1 mana ahead, which means we would have actually had Dismember and go for the throat too. So we would have had so much more to work with here. Plus, on top of that, I think we had enough to work with as is. We just you know, we just kind of fell asleep at the wheel for a second. Still have a lot of outs. What I don't like is I don't like this Stoneforge flashing in hammer at instant speed and then blocking. Wait a minute. Can they do that? Yeah, they can use it for the mana. You can block, tap, use it for the mana, put the hammer into play, gain a ton of life. Repeal, though, would put it into that. That's about it, though, I think. Oh, we can also flash back the Chalice. Something worth considering. Yeah. See, if we flash back the Chalice, we just win. Because, yeah, then they have to... Because then they have to tap, put this in response, and like this play isn't available to them, and they have to take 8. Block the Lurrus, go up to 6, take 8. Yeah. It's a good thing we remember we can flash back the Chalice. So, man, so like we did our best to throw that away. So that was almost another example of like, yeah. Oh, unless I'm missing something. Yeah. Unless I'm missing something, I think. Because they gain 2, but like, take 8. What a close game. What a nail biter. This is kind of like good Magic, where it's at. What a game. Yeah, so I mean, I still like this configuration. It's I mean, we're interactive. We've got removal. We did do quite a series of punts though. I forgot about Chalice for a second and thought I might have lost because of the Stoneforge. Tap. There's block, then tap, and equip hammer. But then I realized I could bring Chalice back and was like, oh, phew. Stoneforge has to tap in response now. Yeah, this is definitely better Magic than end of turn Violent Outburst into Tibalt Cosmic Imposter or Tibalt's Trickery into Emerald Cool. It's definitely better than that. I would definitely say so. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this isn't this is actually a lot of times how it goes too. Like pretty clean, like sort of 3-0 sweep, and then I end up going and then I end up losing the last 2 to round out a 3-2 with incredibly close incredibly close last games. Let's see. Hopefully we break that tradition and we at least get a 4-1. It's just so like it's so tricky. This is not. I mean, this is Magic. We really have to earn here. Only having 2 Chalices is a little brutal because that's definitely the marquee card in this matchup, particularly after sideboarding. I don't think we can keep this. It's just way too clunky. I have to imagine Hammer Time does okay in this meta. It's funny because it's like it's one of the fairest unfair decks, if that makes sense. It can totally win on turn 3 like the rest of them, but okay. Alright, much better. It can totally win. Yeah, and Repeal is also one of our marquee cards. We're going to keep, we're going to put a Master at the bottom. I don't think they pay Mutavault. We'll see. I don't know. This hand is a little clunky. This is exactly the kind of hand that could. Oh, I didn't even know they played these. We just haven't seen any of them yet. We could repeal this. Could miss their mana a little bit. We could repeal it and then play Chalice on 0. But I think Chalice on 1 is just so much stronger. I kind of want to repeal this, not going to lie, but we may need to repeal a Sigarda's Aid or something, though, later on. Defense Grid. Well, let's just do this in response. I guess it doesn't make any difference, because they can just replay each one for a 0. This way it gets Summoning Sickness. If it's Sigarda's Aid, then it's like, yeah, it's fine too. Yeah, pretty lucky to draw our 1 of Chalice, I mean our 2 of Chalice, but like, I still am surprised, I'm really surprised by how often we do see it. I think wise to get Cranial Plating. They saw the power of Chalice last game. They saw the power, as it were. Still have to play it, because it's definitely the best thing standing between us and total annihilation at the hand of a hammer. Yeah, it's a good thing we went more on the creature destruction rather than the counter spells with Defense Grid and all. Let's see. 4-2, yeah, that does a lot of damage. But I think we can race this. Let's see. This actually could be kind of challenging. If they touch the Ingmoth, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It kills us faster, but it also gives us an out that we don't have to the Ornithopter, which is a Spreading Seas, which we did keep in the deck, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Plus all the other normal removal we put in. Yeah, I think that's correct. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I guess because they... I mean, 6 is a little bit surprising, but I guess because it has 1 power and it has... Well, we gotta find something right now, then. We do have the normal removal, and we have... And we have Spreading Seas. We do have a lot of outs. Didn't draw any of them, though. trying to think. Man, I think we did have quite a few outs. We had Dismember and Repeal. Repeal because actually I don't think Repeal. We had Repeal, but it was only an out drawing it on our turn, not from the Silvergill. We had Spreading Seas, we had Dismember, we would go for the Throat, and I think and we had Trickster. Well, at least Trickster would have bought us a turn. No, actually, we could have made it loose flying and then blocked. Yeah, so we actually had. Let's see. Wait, actually, do we still have Trickster in hand? No, we don't. Yeah. All right, that's too bad. Well, this is kind of how it's been going for me. Like, hard to put this deck down because, like, I mean, it doesn't feel like we lost this because like our deck isn't well positioned or because the it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's like yeah, somehow we just don't have the right cards when we need them. Also, maybe I could have played a Chalice on 0. Maybe that would have been better. But then they probably would have gotten a different equipment. Oh yeah, actually, Defense Grid wouldn't have worked for the removal spells. Actually, we still had the out to draw them on our turn, just not off the Silvergill. But we had a lot of live draws for playing for our turn, not necessarily a lot off of the Silvergill. I think that was just Spreading Seas. I guess there's literally no downside to holding up a bluff, except that except they have Defense Grid. Well, didn't draw any removal, I guess. I don't be this guy. Yep, alright.